Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Just so you know, when you text us at 402-403-9478, I have the alert on my watch, my Apple Watch, to be specific to that phone number, that voicemail, and that text service thing. So I know when you're texting us all the time. So text us.
Not creepy.
That's not creepy at all. 402-403-9478. Also, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, it's Pat and JT. Thanks for all the great texts and voicemails about the Kobe Bryant stuff. Unbelievable.
Yeah, did you have any text messages
about that? A ton. Just how much it meant to their daughters, sons, all this kind of stuff. It was just endless. Yeah, it's great stuff. I think
one of them, too, made note of, all the people that were, recognizing now that they've heard the transmissions, et cetera, that it probably happened so fast that there was no recognition of what was happening. Because I think a lot of people were putting themselves into a real pickle by struggling with oh my God, what would you do? It's about to happen. How do you save your, because they'd be scared. And I don't think they had a chance to be scared. I really don't. I'm going to pray to God that's the truth. Janelle,
sounds like it.
Yeah, it does. It really does from the stuff we've seen. But Janelle wrote in right after listening and said, hey, just heard the episode. Couldn't agree more about the way the media, quote, reported the news, as well as the jackassery that came from it. The guy selling the Kobe painting for a profit before the wreck had just happened. I mean, seriously, that was just so disgusting. To the woman that reposted the unflattering stories, etc. On a much, much lighter note, thank you for the laugh today. Pat, when you reacted to Jill's comment about the kids runs a meal and how you've been given crap.
I forgot about that. Thanks. Yeah, you're right.
This is what you've been saying all along. I about fell down the stairs laughing as I worked. I could picture your frustrated, disgusted, defeated face. Thanks.
Is she in here? Is there like a camera in here? Did you see it? Because I had a frustrated, disgusted face.
Apparently, you portrayed that well in your inflection.
Yes, because I was angry. I was pissed. That's what I've been preaching.
Whatever.
Preaching.
I didn't. Wah wah wah. Is basically what I heard.
Exactly.
I got it.
Hey, I have a good idea. You know,
the kids meal is awesome.
I can't deal with that 2 days in a row.
I may just go get another one.
This text is from Jennifer at 402-403-9478. It says she's on the exact same page as me regarding Jennifer Aniston. We were talking about that with Lance the other day.
Yes.
She's overrated, except I don't have any pics of her in a tie as a screensaver. Well, sorry, I'll send you one. But I do love her. Have you guys seen the show on Apple TV, The Morning Show? It's so good. Okay, love you guys. I thought about getting it, Apple TV.
I know it.
I've heard it's awesome. But
a lot of good stuff out there. That's the thing is, with everything being, it's just like the Wild West. And so there are so many different ways to get different content and find new stuff to watch. And unfortunately, not everybody has all the avenues available to them at the same time. So you got to kind of test drive them. It's kind of like we were talking about. You get Netflix, maybe have it for a month or two, and then pause, and then maybe get what was the other one I had? Philo, get it because it has Paramount Network, and the new season of Yellowstone is coming up with Costner. That's going to be soon, so I'll wait till that show gets out. So probably be May, and then I'll get it.
It's the dance. It's the subscription dance.
So I'll get it for a month, and they let you pause now. They don't see it anymore. It's not like it used to be. It used to be. Oh God, they'd make you call a phone number if you wanted to cancel, and you couldn't just pause. There was no in between. And now when you cancel, essentially you're just pausing because they keep everything for you. So when you go back and sign in, it'll say, would you like to reactivate? They're being much more consumer friendly.
Yes, which they should have because it's no skin off their teeth. If we don't cancel, just pausing is so much better.
It is.
On their end, I would assume.
All the way around, just give us some options and not try to be so strict because they realize, you know what? Bottom line, it's up to us to be ready for them instead of telling them how we're going to operate this.
Pat and JT, ready when you are.
Ready when you are. That's right.
This is from Lori, 402-403-9478. So just listen to the Okies Part 2. Loved it. The Kobe Bryant thing, quick question. And I was wondering this as well. It says, do celebrities get privileges to fly when the sheriff's department won't fly because of weather? Which I knew the sheriff's department, they weren't flying in the area at that time. They've probably flown in weather like that before. Nothing happened. But should they have been up there? I don't understand the pilot and the weather. I don't understand that situation. If the sheriff's department wasn't up there flying, why was anyone else allowed to fly or giving privileges?
Because I don't think Lori. they downed everybody, so to speak. They didn't ground everybody. I think that was a choice that the police department made.
I would think if the police
Just
choose not to do
to
something,
choose
I would
not
choose
to.
not to do something because the police are the police.
I don't know. Do you know that they did that?
I do.
You know, as a pilot, as you're going there and you're going to go up in your helicopter, are you aware?
It's a good question.
That the LAPD has decided, we're not going to fly the copters today.
Do you get an alert? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I would hope that they would have something, but if you're already in flight and they decide, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough situation all the way around.
And I know there's still information coming out too about that. So we'll just kind of ride this out and see where it goes, because I'm sure that there will be more gaps filled in when they were talking about that they should have landed like midway and then driven the rest, and there were all kinds of these theories that are out there, and I don't know what's true and what's not. So we'll give it. The NTSB had a live conference yesterday. I watched it, and you can follow them like on Twitter, probably on Facebook. But the NTSB, and then they show their live press conferences, and they're updating people on what the latest is that they've discovered. And that's probably the best place to go. To get the information, because even then, the NTSB had made reference to at one point when they were trying to determine how many people were even on the helicopter. It was being reported that there were 9 people that were killed, right? And this was before they actually knew it. All they knew was that the manifest indicated 9 people would be on this flight. There was no way to prove all 9 had gotten on at that time, but it was getting reported already as being a truth. And so it's just that little twist of the words maybe not intentional. It's just not interpreting it correctly and hearing what you think you hear. And it's like, oh no, wait, that's not what they said. They said that it just indicated there were 9 people. And at that point they did not know that.
People Magazine I saw a video yesterday from People Magazine. First of all, I hate those information, whatever it is. You click on it, it's a video and it's music with words over it.
I hate those.
I know they're auto generated. You can get an app that does that for you.
Yeah.
But they yesterday, which would have been Monday afternoon, they were still running a video that said, Kobe Bryant and 4 others killed. So it was like right away they did this video, and they haven't even updated it.
Yeah.
Didn't even update it to the new numbers, and we knew the new numbers mid-afternoon on Sunday.
Or at least heard the possibility of, right?
And we didn't hear until Monday that it wasn't Rick Fox officially.
Right.
Like they were still saying Rick Fox was on there. It's crazy.
Rick Fox, and then it was somebody was posting and trying to get retweeted and reposted because she'd just gotten off the phone with his daughter or something, or a family member. And it's like, please stop, because there are people that think somebody was in this that had nothing to do with it, and they're hearing rumors, and it was crazy. I think it was Ice-T had said that he actually texted Kobe right after he heard about it, because he didn't believe it when he first heard it. He thought it had to be one of those internet rumors. So he instantly texted him just to see if he'd respond. And I get it.
Oh, for sure. When my grandma passed away and she was still laying in the hallway of her home, I was told that, and I instantly grabbed the phone to call. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't call quick enough.
Right.
Can't get there.
Right. I'm just going to call and just want to double check.
Yes.
So a lot more information still coming. And anything you hear, I don't know what to say. It's just, I hate it anymore, but you've got to question everything.
Right.
You really do. And don't just immediately retweet.
Right. Or believe everything.
Yes.
It sucks, but it's true.
All right. So on a lighter note, we'll try a much lighter note. This was a story that I saw a few days ago, and I forgot about it, and then events happened, but I just hung on to it because it's not exactly, it's evergreen, but it talks about a first grade teacher. And she's a first grade teacher who works with students that are deaf, hard of hearing, and some hearing students, and they're up through 8th grade. And she's the first grade teacher at the school. And the kids are all ages. The kids are like from birth to 8th grade. So a friend of mine, their son was not hearing impaired, but they taught him American Sign Language when he was a baby.
It's a great idea.
Because then he could indicate when he was hungry, sleepy, instead of just, it had an outlet.
Which is probably, I
thought it was brilliant.
And it's like, I'm sure, developmental, he's going to be farther ahead. What, you know what?
You didn't get taught.
It's kind of funny.
You weren't taught ASL, were you?
I'm trying to talk about developmental advancement, and I'm just humping a football over here. So, you know what? Just asterisk. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So anyway,
Lord.
she said that in addition to teaching the regular subjects, because they have the kids of all ages and they're from birth to 8th grade, sometimes they end up teaching other just daily life things that because they may not be always in the care of somebody who is able to communicate as easily with them, especially if it's their first child, that they're learning how to communicate with their child as well.
Makes sense.
So they have some difficulties sometimes. So she said she had a 6-year-old child in her class, first grade class, and he farted so loud. And the other kids turned around and they looked at him and they were all laughing, giggling like 6-year-olds do. And the child was like, eyes wide open. What is going on? Why is everybody looking at me? And he signed that to the teacher. Why is everybody looking at me? And she said, because they heard you fart. And this is all in sign language. And what do you mean? She said, hearing people can hear farts. And his eyes were just like saucer plates, right?
I'm sure.
They can hear all the farts. He was just in sign language. And she said, well, no, not all the farts, but some of them. How do you know, he says, which farts they can hear and which farts they can't?
That's a really good question.
Good question. And she said back to him, you know how sometimes you feel your butt move when you fart? They can hear those. If your butt doesn't move when you fart, it's more likely they didn't hear that.
They'll probably smell it, but they probably won't hear it.
Then he says, tell them to stop listening to my farts. That's not nice. She says it just happens. They can't help it. And she says, I will try to stop farting then. And she said, listen, everybody farts, even my mom. And he says, even my mom? She says, yep, even your mom. And he said, what about my dad? Yep, everybody does.
Especially your dad.
Now, the other kids are catching on because some of them understand the sign language, all of it. Some of them understand most of it. So the other kids started laughing and along with him because they're all finding this out because it was like an eye opener for a lot of the kids.
Yeah.
And also the hearing kids because then they realized they can't hear the farts.
I just thought that right now. I never once thought about that. Ever.
And so he says some of the farts, not all the farts. And he says, well, can they see my farts? And one of the other kids said, yes, because green smoke comes out your butt. I saw it on TV. I don't understand farts. She says this basically, she says, I went to college for 8 years and this was my conversation.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was just hilarious. I thought, I never even really thought about that, but she says that, dealing in this school that they're in, they're dealing with some parents that they can't communicate on all levels.
Sure.
They're just trying to get the basics back and forth and they're learning as their child's learning. And
it's not even on your radar to learn to teach a kid that when they fart, they can hear it. Like that's something that you don't even think about that. That is crazy.
I love that though. But it's really funny though, is that I've seen people like in studios and not just farts, but burps and other noises because they'll have headphones on. And so when they get off the microphone, they can't hear it because it's not in the microphone. So they don't think anybody can hear it except the people that don't have headphones on.
Yeah. Oh, I've done that in here because a lot of times we have clients in here that don't wear headphones, and I'll be sitting back here with my headphones on, and I'll look. Oh God,
they heard all that.
All of it. This was early on, and there was one where it was like, okay, this is going to dovetail in my next story, but it's whether you're whatever burpee, and you just let it go, and I'm far enough away from the microphones, it won't pick up.
Yeah.
But when Rhonda is sitting right over here next to me, and it's awful.
Shrek. All kinds of bodily noises going on.
And I've got a lot of bodily noises right now. I've really amped up the vegetable intake and I'm basically doing like the HMR program I did a long time ago to lose a lot of weight. Just a ton of fruits and vegetables. Ton. And I love it. And the absolute greatest, like it makes me emotional just thinking about it right now.
Gosh.
Like I'm not even dramatic. I use the F word usually when I describe how much I love oven roasted broccoli. Absolutely love it. I found a no sugar, no calorie marinade that is delicious. And the last 2 nights I've consumed probably 4 or 5 heads of broccoli.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm Mr.
You've got to feel like
butt trumpet. Not only I have grass in constantly I'm getting those little things on my teeth.
I hate that.
But I can't, it's just a disaster. I have to on tomorrow's squat day at Kosama, heads up. I will sit in the back row.
They should make you skip it. They should. They really should.
I know.
It's like,
but broccoli, oven roasted broccoli, I can't even describe
doesn't
to
even
you
sound
what
good
it
to me.
makes me feel like.
God.
When I'm cutting it up, the broccoli, and it's sitting there waiting to go in the oven, I get giddy. I get that little tickle in my butt.
Oh my God.
And then when I put it in the
And
oven,
then after you eat it, about an hour later, you have a little tickle in your butt.
oh, it's more than a little tickle. It's more than a little tickle. It is so. I just love it so much. I love it almost more than the Huskers.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I'm not. Yes, if I had to give one or the other,
Stop.
oh, I'd probably keep broccoli.
No.
I love broccoli that much. It's not even a joke. It's an obsession, almost a fetish.
I don't. I don't mind. I don't mind it. I don't like getting the stuff in my teeth. That drives me crazy.
I can get past that.
That's a tough part to get past. So raw broccoli is kind of tough. I like cooked steamed broccoli. I'm good with that.
Try the roasted because it caramelizes and adds a little bit of salt without adding salt. Like it, I like caramelized onions. It's
Okay.
It's insane.
I might try it.
So there's your pro tip of the day. If your husband's not farting enough, make broccoli for him. Kugler Vision is a proud supporter of our podcast, and we couldn't be more proud to be associated with such a great group of people.
Say, just put words in their mouth. Go right ahead.
They are proud.
Just go right ahead. Put words in their mouth. We love having them as a supporter,
We do.
too. And we talk about them not only when we're telling you some of the great things they can do for you, but they come up in conversation quite often just because they're good people and we trust them. When it comes to doing anything with your eyes, you want the best. You want somebody who is at the forefront of the latest technology, which they are. When it comes to any kind of procedure that they do as far as corrective procedures, there's 7 different kinds that they do. I think most people, when they say LASIK, they think it's just one thing.
Right.
And I get it, and whatever it is, when you go in and do your consultation, you'll find out which potential procedures are best for you or your best options.
And maybe you went in and you were told 10 years ago, like, well, you're not a candidate. I was. I had astigmatism.
You were told that,
and I was
yeah.
told that, and so then I went. Technology changed, and this was even before they had 7 different procedures, and I was a candidate, and it was the best decision for my vision that I've ever made. And so you need to go back in and just kind of get a reboot and see if you
Yeah.
are a candidate.
And even take our word for it, that'd be great. You can also take a look at over 600 positive patient reviews on their website at kuglervision.com. And their website is a great resource. Easy to navigate, a lot of information. You can learn a ton right there. And that's where you can also schedule your consultation.
You do, and when you do, just let them know that you heard it on the Pat and JT podcast.
Please do.
You schedule that consultation, get in. They'll get you a full workup, let you know what you're a candidate for.
Yeah.
And they'll take care of you.
What your problem areas are,
Yep.
what they can help you with, the whole 9 yards. It's really very informative, and if for no other reason than just to get a real good, clear picture
There you
so
go.
you can see what you could see in 2020.
That's
'Cause
enough of the puns.
It is 2020.
Oh my God. KuglerVision.com. Get that consultation. And again, let them know that you heard it on the Pat and JT podcast.
Here's a really good feel-good story for you. I never thought about this, but I thought this is really cool. This is a new program, and this is from the Star Tribune, which isn't the Star Tribune.
The one where
Minneapolis,
that
St. Paul.
Superman worked at?
Isn't that Minneapolis, St. Paul?
I have no idea.
I'll have to double check that. But anyway, you've heard of Meals on Wheels.
Yes.
Well, the Meals on Wheels program serves a lot of people. And no doubt, I mean, nationwide, everybody knows about that. But they said that they realized the Meals on Wheels program that a lot of the people were sharing their food with their pets because they can't afford not only their own food, but
Oh, yeah.
the food for their animals. And they said that the Meals on Wheels program in 2016, and this is in Minneapolis, they established the Meals on Wheels. So Meals.
That's something I never would have thought of.
Never,
It's genius.
Never would have thought about it. They realized how many people were actually saving food of their own to give to their pets because they couldn't afford to buy the food. And so now they've got the Meals volunteers, and this is again the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. They're packing 1,200 pounds of pet food and delivering it to about 170 different residences, mostly like cats. And so they take them some dry food and some kitty litter, stuff that they can't afford to get, along with their Meals on Wheels for them. So they can maintain their independence, because a lot of them also have disabilities, but the animals are their family. I mean, seriously, I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, what are you supposed to? You got to save some of your food for. That's the only food you're getting into the house.
Yeah,
you have to.
You have to save some for them because
That's such a
you
great
don't have
idea.
any. And I thought that was wonderful. And I don't know if there's a program here in Omaha that's the same way. The way this is written leads me to believe that that's not true. But there was one guy too that was with the with Meals on Wheels, and he said when he first heard about it, he said, "You're kidding me." Now he says we need to be feeding people, not pets. And he's retired himself, but he volunteered with them. And then he made a few of the animals deliveries, did a complete about face, because he realizes that for a lot of the people, their animals are what's keeping them healthy.
Sure, it's their kids.
Yeah,
It's their family. What are you going to do?
it's what's keeping them alive, keeping them happy, somebody to talk to. I mean, trust me. Jack is like, "Would you please stop talking to me?"
Right. Right.
But it's just the neatest program. And I don't know if they've got something like this, but they said that right now they're relying on grants and donations, pet food, kitty litter, and cash. They sort everything out and deliver the supplies. I think it's just a really neat program. And if they don't have something like that in Omaha, I hope somebody somewhere says something to somebody. I don't know. Maybe we can find somebody and ask them about it.
That's a great idea.
Because I think that's definitely worth it. The woman that they highlighted in this, she has a cat called Itty Bitty the Kitty.
Itty bitty kitty.
And said that now it just makes her feel better too, because she knows that he's getting the food he needs as opposed to eating whatever she had left over.
That's awesome.
There was another story that I had here and I didn't grab it today, but I'm going to use it now because it's just too freaking funny. World's worst cat up for adoption. And this is in North Carolina. And this cat is up for adoption at the Mitchell County Animal Rescue. It's a black and white. He's got green eyes. There's a picture of him.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like
And-
it could be evil.
Right. And they thought that at first, Perdita is not being talked up too much. They said, consider if you're considering adopting. The description says she's not for the faint of heart. Her likes include staring into your soul until you feel as if you may never be cheerful again.
That's what that picture looks like. It looks like Maleficent.
She loves jump scaring, her specialty, lurking in dark corners, and fooling shelter staff into thinking she's sick. She's not. The vet agrees she's just a jerk. Good Lord. So that's what it says under here. It says dislikes include the color pink, kittens, so chipper, dogs, children, the Dixie Chicks, Disney movies, Christmas, and last but not least, hugs.
That is awesome.
She's single, ready to be socially awkward with a socially awkward human who understands personal space, and she's free.
perfect. Oh, that is a great cat Tinder ad.
I will tell you though, I checked it out on their website. She's gone.
I would hope so.
Some socially awkward person.
I would hope so. Yeah, just looking at that cat, you're like, oh, geez, you are going to kill me tonight. Literally
Right?
kill me.
This is the look I get
Yeah.
from Dexter and Bella every day.
Except when you have tuna.
Except when I have tuna on
gotta-
the end of a spoon.
You got to send me that. You got to post that link on our
I will-
Facebook page
I will
too,
make
because
sure
that
that goes
picture
too.
is classic.
I will make sure.
That is awesome.
And then tomorrow,
Yes.
well, we can go ahead and post this picture too.
Okay.
Jack got another daily report card.
We got to talk about it more tomorrow.
We'll
too,
talk
though.
about it
Yes,
tomorrow.
It's awesome. Go to
Okay.
Facebook.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.